Hey, Quan folk, welcome back. On to our next hunt of $half here. If you haven't seen last week, go check that out. But we're hoping this is even kind of sort of like that. But I would even be happy with one box being like last week. But you don't get those all the time, so you never quite know until we bust in. So that's what we're trying to do. This box of letters in. Definitely not looking like last week. A lot of new enders in that one. No silver jumping out at us. Slide that out of the way. Slide this fella in. And that one's definitely more circulated, but no enders again. At least on top anyways. Assuming we don't see any enders, I probably won't bother weighing anything up this week. Probably just jump in and start hunting. And we can adjust on the fly if necessary, but about the same, really. A few newer, lots circulated. And one last one to jump into. And looks like all circulated. I don't really see, well, maybe one new ender right there, it looks like. That's about it. So let's dive in, see what we find. Well, as can be expected, not quite like last week, but that's okay because we will not strike out. We did have one ender. Got 164. So, who knows? Could be some good stuff in there. We'll save this box to last just in case. Start with this guy over here and see where it takes us. So, let's go. Oh, we're on roll 16 already, box one. Not a whole lot happening. We had this crazy looking dude. I don't know if it was in like a fire or maybe somebody was just trying to use heat to force tone it or whatever. Not real sure. But it's kind of cool looking. And not a whole heck of a lot happening. So I figured I'd stop and share something. Let you know I was still here. So we're going to keep going. Back on roll 18 here. That certainly, if the camera focus, looks like a proof edge to me. We shall see. She is. A little circulated. Got ourselves a 1993 proof. Not all that proof like on the surface, but I guess it is. Just scuffy, but that's alright. We'll take it. Always gives me a little bit of hope when there's proof in the box. So let's go see if we can find some more. Well, wrapped up first half of box one here. A little slow, but you'll have that. So we're just going to keep on moving and see what else we get. I was looking for a minute like we weren't even going to get an NIFC out of the box, but we did finally here on roll 39. Got 2011 out of Philly. So the box has stayed pretty slow. Really slow, actually, I guess. But we're going to keep on moving through it and see what else happens. Well, wrapped up box one here with nothing else really to report outside of the stuff we already looked at. So we're just going to close this boy up and move on to the next one. See what she holds for us. Only on roll two, box two here. And I don't know if this is silver or not. I haven't peeked. It might just be a dirty edge. I'm going to call it dirty edge, but let's see. Yep. Just a little corroded edge or whatever it is. I don't know what turns the edge of the coin like that, but just 83. Oh, wow. Let's go. Back on roll 5, box 2 here. I mean, you ain't even got to zoom in to see this one. FS 101, 1974D, DDO. We will zoom in just so you can see a little bit better if I can find the button here. We've got extreme doubling all throughout trust there. It's kind of the easiest spot to see it. You can see the split on the back end of the 4 there as well. And I believe the T and the Y are pretty easy pickup points as well. Just kind of see how got that crazy extra thickness in the T. Same over here on the Y. But like I said, the trust is just the craziest part on this one. It's a nice little find. Found quite a few of these in the past, but none here recently. And I believe this is probably the best condition one I've ever found also. So we'll gladly take that. Nice to get a little find a little early in the box. So hopefully it's just a sign of things to come. But there's only one way to find out. So let's go do it. Roll 20, box 2. Got our first NIFC, and it's a good one. Got ourselves an 87 Denver. Unfortunately, it's got a couple scratches. You can see they're light, but they're noticeable in the light for sure. Coming kind of away from the Y through the kind of the base of his neck there. So that's kind of unfortunate, but still fine, so we'll take it. Been a minute since I found the 87, if I'm remembering correctly. Maybe, I don't know, a couple weeks ago, but anyways, we'll take it and keep on moving. Well, we wrapped up first half of box 2 here. A couple more NIFCs, both out of Denver. 05 and 08. And we had a couple more of these crusty, colored, toned. I don't know what the heck's happened to them. I don't know. Just kind of cool looking, but not a whole lot going on in the box. So I figured we might as well save something to look at. So let's jump into the second half and see where she goes. Back on roll 36 here, box 2. Got a 73D with a low rim cut up here, right above the T, kind of stretching down to the Y. Found one of these just here recently, maybe, I don't know, 2-3 weeks ago, something like that. So apparently they aren't super uncommon, or I'm just really lucky, one or the other. I don't know which, but we found a couple of them, so we'll take another and stack it up and keep on moving. Well, box 2's a wrap. Thankfully, we got that one ender to look forward to, because this has been a pretty dull hunt to this point. Nothing else to share that we found in between, so we're just moving on to box number 3. Let's go. On roll 11 here, box 3, got our first NIFC. A little bit of rat machine damage on it as well, but it's our first, so we paused to look at it, and now we go. Well, wrapped up first half of box 3 here. Still staying slow. Just a couple NIFCs. Excuse me. NIFCs, oddly enough. Philly and Denver pair of 2005s that came out of the very same roll. So, we're efficient, if nothing else. Alright, let's move to the second half. Hope for better. So, roll 43 was ripping kind of funny on us. It's probably because it wasn't trying to give up its prize. Look at this. Got a nice bright edge. Come on. Trying to see if there's anything else in there. Doesn't look like it. Don't punk me. Alright, that's some silver. Ooh, look at that. We got ourselves a mint mark. 1964 Denver. Nice. Go ahead and throw this under the scope. See if we got any good varieties. No RPMs. It doesn't look like anything crazy, at least. Might be something minor in there, but that's alright, because it was a fantastic piece of silver. We will take it, because this hunt had been crazy boring. We do have that one ender we're coming up on, but we'll gladly take another. Fantastic. Let's go. Well, very next roll here, we got a Bicentennial out of Denver. A little bit of grease strike through on it. Found one similar to this not too long ago, but pretty weak in the L through the I, and then down at the beginning of the motto, and same kind of area on the right hand side from the motto, a little stronger up through the T and the Y, but a little bit of weakness in there. So fairly well struck on the back. So we'll gladly take that. It's always nice finding some little oddities on bicentennials. So on we go. Hopefully some more in there. Let's go. Well, wrapped up box 3 here. So we're going to go ahead and move on to box 4. We're going to push that ender roll all the way to the end of the hunt. That way we got something at the end. And hopefully I'll see you before then, but only one way to find out. Well, we are looking at the second half of box 4 because we've already been through the first half and there was absolutely nothing in it. It's a weird mix of rolls, at least on that half. This half doesn't look so bad. There was quite a few rolls in there that were almost solid New Day coins, so I don't know. We'll see. At least we got this guy at the end. So if nothing else, I'll be back then, hopefully a little bit sooner though. So let's go find out. On roll 31 here, box 4, we got an 88 Philly with a little bit of misaligned die. See up here on the top how there's basically no rim detail, and then gets pretty thick down here at the bottom. And then we're pretty well squared up on the reverse. So it's a cool little find. It's actually in pretty decent shape too. We're an 88. So we'll gladly take that. And let's keep on rolling the second half. And keep our fingers crossed. Alright, here we go. We've reached the end of the box here. We got our one ender out of this box that we saved to the end for a little live rip. And we'll jump right into a little recap. It was actually crazy. I was thinking about how kind of crazy last week was as far as, especially on the 90s. And I looked and we actually had more in last week's hunt than we did for all of last year. So that's kind of crazy. Looks like this week we're going to be settling for 2, which is okay as well. Oh, camera bump there, my bad. We got a 64 and another one out of Denver. Sweet. We will take that. So we were all Philly last week, all Denver this week. Not too shabby. We'll add that to our one we found earlier. A little recap on the hunt. We had, I think I had one more NFC that we hadn't looked at, so that gave us a total of 7 modern and 187. We had our 3 crazy, crusty, kind of ugly toners, but still kind of cool looking. We had, let's see what we got here. Our 1 proof, 73 with a little rim cut on it. A little bicentennial strike through. Our 88 misaligned dies. Pretty cool DDO on the 74. We hadn't found one of those in a while. And those 2 fellas. Not too shabby. Not too shabby. We'll take it for sure. Oh, I guess I need to be on camera. My bad. And we will toss them into our mug. Filling that thing up. I like it. Look at that dude in there, Benji. He's just chilling. All right, folks. Yeah, if I come across anything crazy in the remainder of that last roll, I'll share. But otherwise, I'm out on this one. So, peace.